going to the doctor and being like, trying to tell my like childhood doctor that knew me my whole life back in my hometown, I was like, yeah, like my doesn't work.
He 28 and he think he got erectile dysfunction.
It's time for us to have a conversation, y'all. Y'all know I'm always talking about mental health and growth and stuff like that on my channel. But today, we got to talk about something, fellas, that we never talk about, all right? Because it's real. A lot of us have experienced it at least one time in our life, but we never talk about it out loud. We just quietly suffer. Behind closed doors, it ruins confidence. It's hurting relationships. It got dudes questioning whether or not they're even good enough to be with their partner. And that elephant that's in the room is erectile dysfunction. See, erectile dysfunction is not something that's just for older guys. It's a lot more common than you would think. You know, people don't really talk about this side of things because everybody want to act like they be going crazy in the bedroom and they working with a mandingo. But a lot of people have experienced erectile dysfunction and young men are suffering.
I'm on a podcast right now, right? And my dog on a podcast. He 28 and he think he got erectile dysfunction. What do you got? Any advice for that?
Yeah, you got a problem. 28 years old, something went wrong. 28 years old, you fed up already? Goddamn, what you on drugs or something? You on drugs?
He said it's his diet.
Up diet, man. That nigga on crack or something. Bitch, your crack, man. Come on, man.
I don't do
drugs. You having problems already?
Yeah, he 28. He said he can't get it up. We think he gay.
What he take? What he taking?
I don't do drugs.
He don't do nothing.
How about when he beat himself off? He'll come up there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get it up when he beat it. All right. So he say when he beat off, he get up.
Well, you might be gay. You just can't.
See, this is why a lot of dudes do not talk about this. If you tell somebody you can't get it up and you're young, the jokes is coming, all right? Most dudes don't even want to go to the doctor for this because it's just an awkward conversation. Like, yeah, man, doctor, it's just not working. Now the doctor got to move it around and inspect it and lift it up, put it in the light and all type of stuff. You know, so dudes is not trying to get this checked. But it's a real problem that you should not just live with. Because when a man can't perform in the bedroom because he can't get it up, it doesn't just affect the bedroom. It affects your pride, it affects your mental health, and how you perceive relationships. You got to think about it. A lot of men tie their masculinity to their performance. So when ED strikes, it feels like an attack on their masculinity. And instead of talking about it to somebody, you just bury it.
Does it take 2.5 months to get a consistent erection, or 2.5 months until you even feel comfortable engaging in sexual intercourse?
No, I would say 2.5 months for consistency, like I know I can be. It's embarrassing. It's frustrating. It's humiliating. It only happens when I really care about the woman. So that's the crazy thing. Like if I'm in Vegas and I had a one night stand, I'm Superman, which is weird. And it's wild because there's so many things, there's so many factors to it. The first factor is like, I got to console the woman that I'm with, which I would like to be consoled in that situation, right? I got to console her, let her know, hey, it's not you. I promise you, your boy wants you, not you whatsoever. But then there's just so much self-talk that goes into it. I think for me, I get in my head and I don't want her to feel that I just want her for her body. And I overthink and overcompensate for so many different things. And I just want to love her and love her mind, body, and spirit.
What is the ideal thing to say to a person who is not getting erect in the moment and is noticeably frustrated about it?
I would say genuine, keyword, bold, text, highlight it, underline it. Genuine, because we can pick up on bullshit, right? Be genuine in how you respond. And your response should simply be, to be honest, babe, I just want to be around you. I just want to be with you.
See, ladies, if y'all have experienced a man that has had a moment of, erectile dysfunction, how you answer matters so much. Don't get me wrong. It is not your job to contain that man's pride or control that man's emotions. It's not. But how you react really matters a lot. And I know this is a video about erectile dysfunction, but you'd be surprised. Women are still watching this video. I know y'all are watching this video. The way you react really matters, and it's really like, it's all good or whatever. Like, just understand that a man cannot control that most of the time. Like, we can't just say get up and he gets up. Sometimes we be like, get up, nigga, get up. And because we're telling him to get up so much, he's just like, nigga, I'm sleepy, I'm tired, nigga. So if you make him feel bad about that, I understand, you know, it could be frustrating for the both of y'all, but making him feel bad about it is really gonna mess it up even for the next time. Because now next time he's gonna be like, oh my God, don't get soft, don't get soft, don't get soft, don't get soft. He's gonna overly think in the moment, and it's gonna happen again. And honestly, the best way to console a man about something like that in that moment is just carrying on. Like, oh, we could do something else. Let's watch Netflix. Don't make a subject about the softie. Alright, if you make a whole focus of the softie, that is gonna make that man feel very uncomfortable. He's gonna start feeling handicapped. Like, if you're sitting there and you're having a conversation and you're like, yeah, babe, you know, it's fine, like, that you can't get it up, like, it's cool, like, you know, that you got the gummy worm, I completely understand. Things happen. If it's just not working right now, I get it, you know, whatever. You start talking like this, that man is gonna start shrinking smaller and smaller and smaller. Let him have the fight internally in his head. But with you comforting him, it'll calm his nerves, make it easier for him for the next time or later on that day. But do not violate. Do not take this personal. Do not take this as a shot to your ego and start violating that man. That is OD. That's similar to you having a smell down there and he just outright just say, oh, nah, it stinks. Even though you know you wash properly, but maybe your lady parts that day is just doing something that you didn't expect. That's pretty embarrassing, ain't it? It's the same thing when a man catches the softie, but he wants to get rocked. It's not something he asked for. So just imagine if a man sat there and said, babe, it's okay that it smells like fish in here. It's all right. You know, I kind of like salmon a little bit, but it's, you know, we could just watch TV and we could, you know, reconvene later after you take a shower and get that smell off. Ain't you gonna be sitting there like, yo, what, nigga? Like, don't make a focus on the dysfunction is what I'm saying. All right, just let that person feel comfortable and deal with what they got to deal with separately. To the fellas, studies show that your diet, the amount of stress, lack of exercise, porn addiction, or even endlessly scrolling on social media is creating this dysfunction for men. Now, I ain't no doctor, I'm just telling y'all what the studies say. Because we should not be living in a world where men in their 20s are struggling with this. These are supposed to be the best days in the bedroom. This is supposed to be when you got her swinging from the chandelier, alright? But it's okay, you are not alone. This is happening to more guys than you would expect.
Erectile dysfunction is on the rise for men under the age of 40, and the reason for it might shock ya. In 1999, there was a study of European men under the age of 40, and 5% of them had erectile dysfunction. They did a similar study in 2011, and it was up to 18 to 24%. And then a study in America of men under the age of 40 in 2018 found that 34% of men were claiming to have erectile dysfunction. That survey was a part of a study looking at pornography use. A new study on porn sites found they're visited more than Amazon, Twitter, and Netflix combined. Pornhub is the 4th most visited website on the internet next to Google, Facebook, and YouTube. So porn is something known as a supernormal stimulus. It can take over your dopamine reward systems in a pretty intense way. Like, as animals, we are not used to viewing novel sexual videos the way that we are now, where we can scroll and essentially physically alter the ventral striatum of our brain that makes us want porn more and more. The recent research on this is so intense that they're starting to link it to the potential increase in erectile dysfunction seen in younger men. Currently, we can't fully correlate erectile dysfunction to pornography use, but I'm doing a research right now for a video about pornography use that is making some new claims and some really interesting new studies that has some genuinely interesting arguments that porn might be making our dicks soft.
I remember going to the doctor and being like, trying to tell my like childhood doctor that knew me my whole life back in my hometown, I was like, yeah, like my doesn't work.
And you were what? How old were you?
18.
So like you really couldn't get up?
Could not get up.
No way.
Even with like, you had 10
I had a girl.
strippers
I had a
right in front
girl
of
at the time. Like, she would show up and it would just be like, pfft.
And did she? And you weren't even on steroids yet.
No, none of that. Nothing. I myself with my diet and my activity, just way too much. Like, cause what I understood was like, I got to a point where like my fighter, like, cause I started doing a bunch of research. This is what actually got me into understanding about nutrition and even steroid hormones, all this kind of stuff. because I was learning that like I completely was depleting my adrenals because my body was constantly in fight or flight. Probably because I was so mentally unstable and like upset about things, and then I was doing so much activity, and then I wasn't eating enough food, and then I was trying to keep my abs tight. Like I remember it was a point where I would wake up every like 30-40 minutes around this time as well, and wake up to go pee because my body was like eating itself.
Nothing makes me feel uglier than when a man can't get it up for me. And I'm not shaming anyone either. Like, I know that's just normal, okay? You know what I mean? And, like, in the moment when it's happening, I'm so comforting, and I'm like, it's okay. And I know that there's so many reasons, like, that of why this could be happening. But my brain is mean to me. My brain is only telling me that I'm the ugliest bitch in the world. Because I got all this ass back here, and you can't, for me? I've got to be the ugliest bitch.
See, fellas, the way we see ED is like something random that just happens to us. Nah, it ain't really that random. It's really your body waving a red flag like something is going on. I mean, there's something that you need to look deeper into. There's usually two main reasons why you're having erectile dysfunction. The first one is physical, and it might scare you a little bit. If you don't understand how your Johnson downstairs works, it basically works off of blood. So when you do get that woody, I mean, that's because there's a whole bunch of blood that's shooting down there. So if your blood flow is restricted by things like clogged arteries or something like that, or high blood pressure, obesity, or sometimes even diabetes, it'll make it harder for you to get an erection or keep an erection. Think about it like this: no matter how much your body wants it, if your body can't pump enough blood, the engine will not work. The second thing is psychological: stress, depression, performance anxiety, and one of the most common, the constant chase of dopamine when you're watching porn. That could literally steal your ability to be able to connect with your own body. It's literally like trying to start a car, but somebody slamming on the brakes at the same time.
The more boobs you see on a screen, the less boobs you're going to see in real life.
How bad is porn for us?
It's completely destroying the male brain. If porn got deleted overnight, we would see a tremendous change in society.
Get out of here.
I have this very simple theory for men, that the more boobs you see on a screen, the less boobs you're going to see in real life. If you consistently see loads of boobs on a screen, your will to go and find them in real life is going to reduce. If you're single, it means you're not going to date as much because you're going to lose the will. And then if you're in a relationship, your partner's probably going to begin to realize you're probably watching a lot of porn. Then your sex life is going to reduce and you're not going to be as connected to them. And for me, breaking the porn addiction was one of the hardest things. Like, I watched it like my whole teenage life. Porn is also very different to other addictions because it's so private.
So secretive. How did you break it?
Really observing what I was observing and trying to like step out of the like real dopamine hit and thinking like, this is a bit weird, like it's a bit rank. Honestly, it took me like 5 years to quit porn. It's really not easy to quit it. Then when I became connected with my new partner, Georgia, she actually described to me that it wouldn't be nice for her that I was watching porn. And I'd never really thought about that from a woman's perspective, that she sees it as like a cheating type activity. She was like, you watching other girls have sex, like isn't you being deeply immersed in this relationship. That's you being curious about other women. The first time in my life, I was like, oh, if we're gonna see it down that lane, then I'm not gonna watch it at all.
A lot of men message me saying they suffer from stage fright. Many men suffer from performance anxiety when they're sleeping with a hot girl. They feel anxious, but they won't perform well enough. And I'm telling you right now, you need to stop. Do not try and impress her. Take some deep breaths and smile. You're about to have sex, be happy about that. Focus on intimacy, kissing, touching, feeling, ask her what she likes. Start off with foreplay, take it slow, and build that tension up. She's not going to care if you're not the best in bed, but she's going to care if she feels like you're not into her. So enjoy the experience and stop putting pressure on yourself.
Oh, you want to know an absolutely disgusting secret about men? And please don't tell anybody that I told you this, just keep it on the hush. So you know how men sometimes have what we'll call issues in the bedroom, and whether it's getting it up, or it's an issue with performance, or it's an issue with finishing, and you're probably sitting there blaming yourself. If you like the guy and you're like, I think it's me, like maybe he's not attracted to me, maybe something's wrong. No, you're wrong. Because odds are, if you guys already like each other and you know that, and there's already a baseline physical attraction and you know that, the real reason he may be having issues in the bedroom is not actually a negative thing at all. It really just means he likes you so much and does not know how to tell you this. I'm not joking. He likes you so much that he is getting performance-based anxiety. It's affecting him getting it up. It's affecting his performance. It's affecting his ability to finish. He's so nervous about not being good enough for you that even though he likes you and you like him in all the other ways, that in the bedroom, He may not be meeting his exact performance standards. I don't know what his standard is. Could be 30 seconds, could be 20 minutes, could be 3 hours. I don't know who's doing that for 3 hours. That's gross. That probably hurts you a lot. But I'm just saying, he's probably not meeting his standard, and you may think it's a bad thing. But odds are, if you've been with him long enough, it's because he's actually so nervous to disappoint you. He does not know how to tell you. So hear from me.
Performance anxiety. Y'all know I did a whole video about performance anxiety. And if y'all don't know what performance anxiety is basically just hoping that you perform to the level of standard that you have deemed in your head is acceptable. And if you feel like you perform anything underneath that, then you have failed. This is what you have told yourself. You have convinced yourself that there is a level that you need to reach. And because of that, you have created some type of anxiety and hopes that you will perform to the standard. And because you have created this anxiety, you don't perform to the standard. So now you have anxiety about the fact that you had anxiety and that anxiety stopped you. So y'all know how I always say, ask yourself why. Why do you have the performance anxiety? And it's because you have created a level of pressure. It's because you want it so bad, now you can't even perform. Do you know what's so crazy? A lot of dudes that have this issue with performance anxiety, erectile dysfunction, they don't have that same issue with people they don't really care about. So therefore, it's not that you really have erectile dysfunction, it's you have performance anxiety and it's showing up in your erectile dysfunction. And for the people that have performance anxiety, I want to recommend this book to you. It's called the Let Them Theory, all right? So I'm going to vaguely describe this Let Them Theory because it really helped me. Throughout your day, throughout your life, not only when you're in the bedroom, give up on trying to think for other people. Give up on trying to satisfy other people. Let people think whatever they're going to think. And when you have a moment of, well, what if she doesn't like it? Well, let her not like it. Well, what if she doesn't really like me after this? Well, let her not like me after this. It is what it is. It's not necessarily saying you don't care about her now. It's just relieving the pressure of I need to impress her, because you can also do everything you think is amazing in the book and she doesn't like it. She actually wanted it slow, but you went too damn fast. Or she wanted it fast and you went too damn slow. So you can never really control whether or not the person's going to enjoy it. All you can do, try to find that intimate connection with that person and y'all mutually enjoy it. The thing about it is a lot of the performance of hunching is really based on the man's performance. So I understand why it be so nerve-wracking, but we got to relieve that pressure from ourselves and understand if they don't like it, they don't like it. It is what it is. Some will, some won't. Let her. This is where the let them theory is very important. When these thoughts pop up in your head just throughout your day, it takes practice. Now, I mean, to just relieve the thought of somebody else, let them. Man, and then let me have fun. Let me enjoy myself. So now when it's time to get spicy, you're not trying to think for her. You're more so focused on the connection and how things feel, and you're able to just be present. Now, I mean, use the let them theory in your life and it'll help you with that performance anxiety that you have. But there are other things other than performance anxiety and corn that's causing erectile dysfunction. Things such as overly drinking, vaping, all of those things slowly chip away at our masculinity and our manhood. And just to tie corn back into it, it's because our dopamine receptors, those things in our brain that make us chase something because we know it's gonna feel good once we accomplish it, it's so used to being satisfied by doing something easy, by not really doing any work. So those receptors in our brain, it's like, this seems like it's about to be too much work. We could just go in the bathroom and watch a video and get this done. You know, that's gonna be way easier. So now when you got a girl in front of you and you want your body to react in happiness, your body's like, bro, I don't feel like doing this. Like, what we need her for? I'm used to being turned on by pixels on the phone, not by a person, not by a body, not by actually having to do something. I'm used to the hand, not the inside of her. So because you do that so much, your body gets used to it. We are creatures of habit. So once you teach yourself that habit, locking the door and watching a video for 5 minutes is actually where your body feels normal at versus sitting with a girl. That's why I say all these small little vices that we are searching for a quick little feel good is frying our dopamine receptors, because the best things in life, you have to work for them. They take a little bit of time. Then at the end, you get the prize, and y'all know the prize.
Things that you can do naturally to reverse ED, especially for you young guys that may be starting to experience it. Train your PC muscle, do your Kegels, and practice squeezing. Get off pharmaceutical drugs. They do not help your manhood. This will help elevate your testosterone levels and get rid of excess estrogen in your body. No fast food and no processed foods. If you eat these regularly, your eggplant will not fire like it should. Get more connected to yourself. Relax through your sexual experiences. Anxiety and ED, they go hand in hand. Learn to breathe deeply. Communicate with your partner and depressurize the situation. Stop watching porn. It causes performance anxiety, which leads to ED. And it also ruins your ability to connect more deeply with your partner in an intimate way. Try these for a few weeks in a row, and you will see progress.
One of the best things that I think you guys can do is really practice grounding techniques, because I don't really think a lot of y'all have some type of health problem. I think it's up here. I think it's us overly thinking these moments, or subconsciously something is going on and we're not performing. So I think just grounding yourself in a moment when your mind is trying to yell at you, if you practice doing those things, I think it'll bring you back to being able to enjoy the present. And the present might be that woman that's in front of you, all right? So as y'all know how I say in all my videos, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you are somebody that loves to multitask, if you're somebody that could be at the park with your family, but you can't stop thinking about work, or you're somebody that's working out, but you can't stop thinking about a conversation you had yesterday, if you're somebody that is playing the game, you keep thinking about what you got to do after the game, if you're somebody that has a brain like this and you can't bring yourself back to the present moment, best believe when it's time to get spicy, you're going to be doing the same thing. And the only thing about when it's time to get spicy, the other party that's in the room can notice when that's happening. So once again, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So you need to learn how to ground yourself in other places in your life. I give you one of the grounding techniques that I do. When I go out and I go for my walks, and I'm about to walk around the neighborhood, one of the grounding techniques that I do is I name 3 things that I can see. I name 3 things that I could smell. I name 3 things that I could feel, and 3 things that I can hear. This brings me to the present moment of what's going on. And then when my brain try to kicks on and try to talk to me or something like that, I say, this ain't time to think. Now, I mean, there is a time to think in this walk, but this ain't time to think. I'm just enjoying right now. There's a difference between thoughts and thinking. See, I'm about to get a little deep, all right? So thoughts just pop into your head. All right? There's nothing wrong with having a thought. Like right now, a thought just popped into my head. I'm looking at a camera, you know, but now when you start to think into that thought, okay, I'm looking at a camera. Like, what am I actually doing looking at a camera? Like, who am I talking to? I'm just talking. So now you see how it now becomes, it's starting to become a little stressful. It wasn't the thought that was the problem, because what it should sound like is, okay, I'm looking at a camera and I'm talking. Okay, on to the next thing. It's the thinking that creates overthinking, that creates anxiety. So the more you master this, of just grounding yourself, that performance anxiety will suppress. All right, so now when it's time to get spicy, you can get spicy. You can just ground yourself in the moment. Because I mean, in all actuality, you like what you see. You know you like what you see. You like how it feels. But your body and your mind needs to be aligned. And if you work towards those things, you'll be back to where you want to be. All right?
Mental Health's top 5 supplements for ED treatment. Number 1, L-arginine. L-arginine helps with blood flow to the penis by stimulating nitric oxide. Number 2, folic acid. Folic acid helps maintain blood vessel health. Whenever you have blood vessel health, you have a better transport of blood to the penis. Number 3, vitamin D3. Vitamin D3 helps with the production of testosterone. It also helps maintain blood vessel health. Number 4, ginseng. Ginseng is one of those old school supplements which helps with blood flow because it helps stimulate nitric oxide. And last but not least is DHEA. DHEA is a precursor to testosterone, which is the main hormone to treat ED. This is my top 5 supplements to help with ED treatment.
I know this is a topic that a lot of us do not talk about, but I would recommend y'all to talk about it at least to your homies. Talk about it to at least your dad. Like, and it doesn't have to be in a way that's super invasive, super descriptive. Just, yo, has this ever happened to you? You know, like, because women have these conversations with other women when it comes to their lady parts. That's how they find out a lot of this stuff. But us as men, we're a little bit different because we're a lot more prideful. when it comes to our manhood, part of getting rid of that problem is talking about it, is normalizing it, is understanding that, bro, you're not a broken man or something like that. There's a lot of men that have experiences. So needless to say, man, you're not alone. It happens to the best of us. So anyways, y'all, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe button, turn on my post notifications and all that good stuff, man. Until next time, y'all, I'm out of here, man. Peace.